there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage, Huntsville. You guys know you are here today. As you guys know, I like to recap a few main things from Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly's Messy Monday, because I know it was going to be some tomfoolery regarding the STORMI and content creator Black Titanic situation, as well as the chopped and screwed takes on the MELOMETERs, you guys. And I just want to know one thing. What happened in January, Carlos, to your podcast event with Mel in person? And you said that you were a MELOMETER, and you called everybody there the quote-unquote mellow drops. What happened to that energy? Now you're doing the mute challenge completely on MELOMETERs, but you allow for the slander to take place, for the MELOMETERs and Mel supporters to be called deplorables, to be called crazy, to be called bitter, and all of these derogatory things, and you're on the mute challenge. You don't think that's too far? So they completely rewrite the history of what happened with the STORMI and Black Titanic incident. And here's the thing, right? We're beyond at this point whether you agree or disagree of the incident happening at all, because nonetheless it's over and done with, right? It's over and done with, but can people fact check? Can people research? You're supposed to be the king of reality TV. You're supposed to know all the goings-ons of all of your reality stars, Carlos. Or maybe it's just the people at Bravo. Maybe it's just the Bravo people, because how could you flat out get wrong what actually happened at the incident, right? There was no signs that anybody was trespassing. This was a part of it was one of many businesses that was a part of it. And where is the receipt that Black Titanic went inside STORMI's warehouse? STORMI and her husband came out. And where's the receipt that Black Titanic had been consistently going to STORMI's warehouse, you guys? And this is what I mean. And the other side of it, whether you believe Black Titanic or not, is she had somebody else with her. The person was looking to buy body glaze or whatever. Maybe they didn't know how to use internet or whatever. I don't know. But that's the story she's saying, right? That's what she's saying. Brought that person there to bring business to STORMI. And, STORMI had a very aggressive reaction, you guys, and was cussing and was doing the most and was out of pocket. And here's my thing, Carlos. If STORMI is not in the wrong, why does she have charges on her? If the police didn't feel that STORMI did anything or said anything wrong, why are there charges on her? And if Black Titanic was trespassing private property, which it wasn't, where is her charges? You see what I'm saying? But see, now the problem is, since you guys refuse to research, you guys refuse to fact check anything, and you like to just utilize the fact that you have a larger platform than a lot of people to just push whatever false narratives, is now this case potentially can be reopened up for the flat out lie about the situation. What if Black Titanic sees this and says, you know what? Maybe I need to sue you for defamation or slander, because you completely twisted the situation around to make me look like the bad guy when I was the one being attacked. Listen, here's the thing, right? You guys, if you're going to go in, just tell the truth of what happened. And we're beyond. The incident's over. It happened, right? But can you at least tell the truth? That's all I ask. Tell the truth, then give your reaction. Don't give me some regurgitated mess. Don't give me some PR-friendly mess that you can spin and promote to the blogs and all these things. Because I feel like this is where this is heading.
I feel like this is going to be elevated as if the MELOmeters or Mel supporters are like the beehive, and this is going to somehow end up somewhere, right? But I would think that wherever he is sending this story to, that they would have the integrity and the wherewithal and the morals to fact check the receipts and contact the parties involved and review all of the footage and any corresponding YouTube videos and YouTube content before just putting out flat out lies, you guys. Because that's the same thing that happened with the Martell situation, you guys. I'm like literally having deja vu of how this is all being set up, right? How, again, Martell gets arrested. He eventually gets convicted, right, for the DV harassment in the 3rd degree. And next thing you know, he is on a press tour. He is interviewing with Tasha K, and he's doxing his own ex-wife and family, and is putting out portions of a live that he recorded after he gaslit Melody Cherie Rogers in the situation, and then filmed her reaction, and then try to present this as Mel was the one being ABUSE to him, and that was not the case. That wasn't the case, and I fear that's what this is going to be too. That this is going to be presented in a way to make it look like, oh, any Mel supporter or MELOmeters, he's saying fan, but he really wants to say MELOmeters, but he can't because he knows he'll get dragged. He's going to present this, is a MELOmeter fan, is stalking Stormi's warehouse. A MELOmeter fan decided to roll up on her and, film her and try to go inside her business and trespassing. Where is the footage, Carlos King, that Black Titanic was inside Stormi's warehouse? Where's the receipts? But again, this was not private property. Like I said, this was in addition to several other businesses. There were no signs for any private property trespassing, none of the sort. There were no charges against Black Titanic. And it's funny because Carlos King and the cast always say, we can't talk about scenes before they air. You have to watch the episode first. But he was so giddy to already reveal that Stormi's charges were dismissed. But we don't know the details of that. We don't know the why. Perhaps maybe Black Titanic was never properly, served the hearing details. We don't know the reasons why it was dismissed, right? But nonetheless, do not be shocked if this opens back up. But I am just tired of just people just flat out lying. And as for the commentary on the MELOmeters, and I don't know why Dr. Heavenly does this, right? She swears up and down that she's a MELOmeter, you guys, but all of her antics is anti-Mel. Can you make it make sense? How are you a MELOmeter, but you basically can't stand anything and everything Mel does? And literally lift up all of her ops. You lift up Martell, who she's literally in legal battle with. But you're like, I don't think Martell, would ever do anything like that after he got arrested. As if Mel is just, setting all this up for fun. And, again, saying, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going to happen. Am I going to get dragged if I say something that they don't like, if I'm not always praising Mel? And this is the false narrative that we need to talk about. Whether you are a Mel supporter or not, whether you're a MELOmeter or not, the fact of the matter is the reason why this cast is pissed is because people expose their truth. It has nothing to do, anything that is outside of, exposing these people, anything that people are doing outside of this show, that has nothing to do with Mel supporters and MELOmeters, but it's easy to put them in that box and in that category because Mel has the largest fan base. So it's easy to do that, but like I said in a previous video, how do you know that some of these other incidents that you're claiming are happening aren't people from your own inner circle, aren't people from your own family, aren't from other quote-unquote fans who just don't flat out like you and don't flat out see it for you. See, people are under the impression that if you come for Destiny, if you come for Stormy, if you come for the Scotch or whomever, that you're a MELOMETER or that you're a Mel supporter. No. There's plenty of people who see you for who you are. So therefore, they're going to get on their platforms and expose that. It's not personal. But don't play in people's face. Don't lie to the people. Don't insult the intelligence of the fans and the viewing audience and think that you're going to get away with it. And here's the thing, even the stuff that's happening now with these lawsuits is like beyond anything I've seen on a reality TV show. But the things that they're complaining about is light work compared to what I've seen on some of these white reality shows on Netflix, what I've seen on Big Brother, people actually getting fired and blackballed from their jobs. That has never happened on any cast member of Love and Marriage Huntsville. None of these people have been fired from, their 9 to 5, their alleged construction businesses, their alleged real estate businesses. None of them have lost any businesses from this, from anybody having an opinion that is not favorable to them. And it's based off of something that they said or did on the show, you guys. So please stop trying to push that narrative. Oh, we need to be protected and blah, 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 blah. But it's funny you guys are doing the mute challenge when it was okay for you guys to set all this up on ways that you thought you were going to be able to take Mel down and get her kicked off her own show. You tried it with the isolation tactics, where people were barely filming with her. You tried it with the Martell tactics of just having him say any type of lie on camera the moment Mel decided to divorce him, and, thought that was going to be enough to push Mel off the show since she no longer wanted to be married to Martell. That didn't work. Then you still tried to force scenes with Mel and Martell, even though she said multiple times she was uncomfortable filming with him, and you still wanted it anyways because you still had some weird fantasy that maybe Mel and Martell could work it out, but deep down, you just wanted to see Mel get humiliated and embarrassed on camera by a volatile ex-husband who was completely and utterly unhinged and out of control. And you continue to enable somebody who is completely off the rails, needs psychiatric attention, needs psychological help, and you just sat there and watched because all you cared about was clicks and views, all you cared about was ratings. So you try all these tactics, and now that none of these tactics have worked, now that nobody could use Mel to be a part of the comeback group again, or use Mel for that big deal that they had, I think it was worth 47 acres or what have you, and they all thought they were going to be, millionaires by utilizing Mel's connection and expertise, and that fell through. She wanted nothing to do with these people, and so they've been bitter and angry ever since. But nonetheless, with that being said, I'm just tired of the revisionist history, and I'm just tired of, again, trying to do all of these things to uplift people who are problematic, uplift people who are actively committing crimes, and make it seem like it's out of nowhere why Mel has the fan base she does. Yes, the fan base started off with people who could relate to what she went through as far as Martell cheating on her, Martell having a baby on her, Martell being a complete and utter narcissist, and manipulating the situation to make it seem as though he's this perfect husband, he's this perfect dad, and then behind the scenes, he's making Mel and the kids' life living HELL, right? A lot of people have gone through that and feel triggered by that, but more recently, what galvanized even a larger fan base for Mel was her treatment on the show by your own cast, Carlos King, was the blatant bullying that was taking place by your own cast, Carlos King, by you blatantly encouraging Letitia's mom to continue to go after Mel for the stupidest of reasons, for the adult conversations Letitia can very much have on her own with Mel if she's that concerned. And then Letitia's mom takes it a step further and goes on live every single day dragging Mel and dragging Mel's family, and you guys are all on the mute challenge because you don't care. And now it's escalated to the point that Mel now is going to sue. Because, again, you didn't care. But I bet if this was Martell or if this was the Scotts, you would have intervened a long time ago. Boy, it's funny how you want to pick and choose what you want to react to, but there's literally a fire. There's literally a disaster right in front of your face, and you are pretending like you don't see it. You're pretending like it doesn't exist, right? But nonetheless, the fans band together with petitions and with the significant drop in viewership and got Letitia's mom off the show. And that pissed you guys off further, so you decided, oh, let me bring on Stormi's mom, who already hated Mel before she even got to meet her, or even know who she was, and then tried to take on the same attacks that Letitia's mom was taking on. And you thought that this was going to be, you know, your great big, you know, moment or whatever, to still have Mel dragged and humiliated on camera, and it pissed off the viewers. Because the viewers saw right through the tactics. It was a waste of time. If you're not going to get on here to talk about your family and support your family, and you're literally going to waste a segment at the reunion of, you know, Stormi's mom to just have a go at Mel, and it's completely and utterly, you know, ridiculous and senseless and all of the things, it was a waste. And then the audacity to bring on Marceau and Maurice's brother to then, you know, embarrass Mama Van, who has been nothing but the epitome of class and professionalism as it pertains to the show, who's unfairly being punished of not being on the show is like some type of, I guess, F you, because you can't have Letitia's mom on the show anymore. But nonetheless, she doesn't bother anybody. She doesn't do anything to any of you people. And you decided, oh, let me embarrass her. Let me humiliate her with ambushing her with Scott's brother on the show. The same Scott brother who, like I said in a previous video, has an entire social media platform devoted every single day and twice on Sundays, dragging Mel fans, dragging Melometers, dragging, Mel's mom, calling her, you know, the new Mrs. Scott, putting up the disgusting side-by-side pictures of, Sugar Mama and some random guy that's like an attorney or something, and trying to say that that's the kid's father. Like, you have been so vile and disgusting, and you have enabled this, Carlos King. So don't talk to me about fans that quote-unquote go too far, but literally people within your own cast, whether they're still on the show or not, or made an appearance on the show or not, are actively utilizing their social medias for a full-out defamation and slander campaign, and there is no bottom they won't go to sink to the lowest of low to spread lies about somebody for clicks and views, you guys. And zero receipts, zero fact-checking, zero proof of anything, just coming up with the most salacious and disgusting allegations against somebody that you can't stand. Which I always say, for me, if I can't stand somebody, they don't exist to me. I don't know you, right? Shout out to Mariah Carey. But nonetheless, why am I going to waste time and energy and getting all bent out of shape over somebody I don't mess with? What is the point of that? All it's showing is that you're pressed, you're obsessed, you're trying to, dictate and stalk everything they're doing, and you think you can control a narrative from your platform, and that enough people are going to believe your lies and think that you're telling the truth. But my thing is this: Mel sat there in your face, Carlos King, and told you, was having a breakdown of the seriousness of the things that Martell is doing to Mel, especially off camera, and you don't give a crap. You refuse to take action, but literally Bravo and other networks are literally immediately suspending people pending investigation so that they're ensuring their work environment is safe for everybody, and you're continuing to promote an unsafe work environment. And you literally already have one lawsuit that's taking place with one of your cast members, and now it's opening up Pandora's box for more if this other lawsuit happens with a former cast member that's related to other cast members on the show. But enough is enough. Enough is enough with these conspiracy theories. Enough is enough with these lies and these false narratives. If you're not going to fact check anything that you say, what is the point of saying it? Because this is what happens. This is why Mel supporters and Mel defenders exist, is because there's blatant lies being put out there and regurgitated and distributed out amongst certain people, amongst certain bloggers that have larger platforms, and, to be, basically put out there as though it's the truth. And that nobody's going to have a rebuttal, and nobody's going to, fact check or investigate your claims. Or, I don't know, the people who have been watching this show from the beginning, the people who've been paying attention to everything that's been taking place on and off social media since the beginning, is going to continue to fact check you. Like, what is the point of being a blogger if you're not going to do the due diligence of having your crap together and having correct information and literally just getting on your platform, literally just making up any story you want to push a certain narrative to make everyone else look bad? That's not okay. That's not okay at all. And it's like, and I peeped how, again, you say nothing about Martell. You say nothing about the Revenge P case. You say nothing about the ongoing harassment, slander, and defaming things that Letitia's mom continuously is saying on social media. Actively still, you guys. And you still are on the mute challenge on that, but you want to have a whole conniption over a YouTuber? And you can't even get the story correct on what actually happened with STORMI and the YouTuber? No. I'm going to need you to do better than that. You've been in this reality TV game way too long, and I don't know what's going on. Still confused about that nonsense in that Variety article alleging that nearly 4 million people are tuning into an episode of Vladimir Tunstable when there is 0 receipts, 0 Nielsen ratings to back up that tomfoolery of some L3 linear 0.9 demo rating that I've never heard of before, never seen that stat before, or any of that data that corresponds, and you still won't provide receipts on that either, right? But you're expecting people to take your word as the gospel that your version of events makes sense so that it looks, bad against the YouTuber, right? But if you're going to tell the story, can you tell it correctly? Can you tell everything that happened? You're better off saying, you know what? I didn't watch all the footage. I didn't watch all what happened. I'm just going off of what STORMI told me. That's what you should have just said. If you were not going to do your due diligence as a blogger and get all of the correct sides of the story. But this is the same foolishness that you've allowed with Martell. You've allowed Martell to tell his own false version of events on the show and play victim. And literally, Mel and the kids' lives are in danger. And you don't care because you have fueled your negativity and your jealousy the same way that you've done against Candy Burris from Real Housewives of Atlanta, so you don't care what happens to Mel. You don't check on Mel. You don't do anything. But anything that comes up against Martell or the Scotts, you're right there. You're right there to defend them. You're right there to encourage them. But you do the mute challenge anytime it involves Melody Shree Rogers, and that's why Mel supporters, Mel fans, and regular fans call it out. Because, again, if nobody is going to tell the truth and be for real, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to expose what's going on, and that's why you're pissed. Because every time you guys try these tactics and try these sabotaging, things, it always falls through. It always flops. So therefore, you guys keep coming back with tails between your legs, trying again to lie yourself out of the next situation. And it doesn't work. And this whole false narrative is not going to work. So there is that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.